Hello, a very good morning to you, and many thanks for joining us on the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We're reaching you live from Abuja, the nation's capital. I'm Chimobi Walter Naji.
And I'm Elizabeth Omori. First, the headlines.
President Buhari returns to the country after a one-day visit to Senegal.
Function that happens within the African sub-region that Buhari does not attend is not a complete ceremony.
ICPC unveils strategies to preventing and blocking leakages in the implementation of projects for the benefits of Nigerians.
'19 appropriation on front burner. Our Senate considers an early date passage.
And between the 9th and the 11th, the appropriation mostly their report.
Plus, focus on World Autism Day as United Nations Assembly deliberates on measures to integrate special people into full participatory roles in the society.
Glad you're there. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari is back in Abuja after a two-day official visit to Republic of Senegal. The president was in the West African nation on the special invitation of President Macky Sall, who formally inaugurated for his second five-year term in office.
State House correspondent Adamu Samba reports that the ceremony, which held at the outskirts of Dakar, the Senegalese capital, was also attended by other world leaders.
Still basking in the euphoria of his re-election for a second term in office, President Muhammadu Buhari and current chairman of ECOWAS was the special guest of honor at the presidential inauguration ceremony. About 20 other heads of state and government were also in attendance as President Macky Sall takes oath to begin his second term in office. Monsieur. Born in 1961, President Macky Sall won the last presidential election in Senegal with over 58% of the votes cast, defeating 4 other challengers. He was first sworn in as Senegal's 4th president in 2012 after defeating the then incumbent President Abdoulaye Wade in the second round of voting. In his first 7-year term just ended, Mr. Sall, regarded as a symbol of a new generation in his country's politics, introduced various constitutional reform measures, including pegging executive term limit at 5 years, validated by referendum. The reforms were aimed at, amongst others, modernizing, stabilizing, and consolidating democracy, reinforcing the rule of law, and improving good governance in public life. At the ceremony, President Sall promised to use the last lap of his administration in deepening the reforms and properly placing Senegal on the path to what he called true development. Some members of the Nigerian delegation to Senegal described the event as unique, significant, and full of lessons to be learned.
President Muhammadu Buhari is seen as one African leader that is worthy of emulation. Any function that happens within the African sub-region that Buhari does not attend is not a complete ceremony.
He is presently the chairman of ECOWAS. So it really bestowed on the event a certain credibility and legitimacy by his being present.
Senegal is giving out a very, very good example of stability and democracy in Africa, and that is what we should take home. Ours is gaining ground, but we can learn a few lessons from Senegal.
Senegal and Nigeria has enjoyed years of friendship, and we've worked together to stabilize the West Africa sub-region. So it is quite important that our president attends the inaugurations of this nature, particularly in our sub-region.
President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria and Macky Sall of Senegal share a lot in common. Both have defeated incumbent leaders of their countries to assume power and re-elected overwhelmingly almost at the same time by their people in appreciation of their purposeful leadership.
This kind of affinity, affection and love will promote and enhance effective security and also open a vista for a very robust economic and commercial activities.
The Nigerian leader, who is scheduled to be inaugurated for his final term in office next month to take Nigeria to the next level, has since returned to Abuja. Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress has condemned reports in some media that there was a disagreement between the national chairman of the party, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, and Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, over the alignment of the Rivers State APC with the governorship candidate of the African Action Congress, Awara Biokpomabo. National Publicity Secretary of the party, Lanre Issa Onilu, in a statement described the narrative as mischievous, adding that it should be disregarded. The release states that the APC national chairman's statement on the alleged alliance is unambiguous to the fact that the APC's National Working Committee does not have any formal alliance with the AA in Rivers State. This is without prejudice to any local arrangement that may exist. The party said the APC national chairman, Comrade Oshiomhole, and the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, enjoy a cordial relationship and do share mutual respect, which will not be jeopardized by deliberate misinterpretation.
And still on electoral matters, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has dismissed a suit by the African Alliance Congress seeking to stop the Independent National Electoral Commission from collating results of the governorship elections in Rivers State. Olabode Arewa has the report.
Justice Inyangekwo based his judgment on the combined provisions of the 1999 Constitution and the 2010 Electoral Act, which place election and post-election matters squarely within the jurisdiction of election petition tribunals and not the high courts. Governorship candidate of the AAC in Rivers State, Awara Biokpomabo, had approached the courts that it should compel INEC to hold fresh elections due to alleged irregularities during the initial elections held on the 9th of March 2019. In a related development, Justice Ekwo has fixed Wednesday to hear the prayers of the Labour Party in the same Rivers State election. The party is also seeking to stop INEC from collating and announcing the election results.
Our view remains that it will not be proper for INEC to continue to take any steps with a matter that is already in court.
There is no hurdles for INEC again, so INEC is free to announce the winner of that election.
Meanwhile, Justice Ekwo has also adjourned hearing till Wednesday on the case of alleged election malpractice filed against winner of the governorship election in Osun State, Senator Ademola Adeleke, by the police. The adjournment is due to the absence of legal representation by the prosecution team. In Abuja, Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
Turning now to the legislature, the Senate has adjourned plenary till the 9th of April 2019 to enable all standing committees submit their reports on the 2019 appropriation bill.
A National Assembly correspondent, Kenneth Nanim, reports that the Senate is considering Tuesday, 16th of April 2019, for the passage of the 2019 appropriation bill.
Senate President Bukola Saraki read out 10 executive communications from President Muhammadu Buhari, especially on the reasons he declined assent to 8 bills passed by the National Assembly. In line with the Public Procurement Act, President Buhari requested details of the approval of 90.236 billion naira as against 78.601 billion naira approved by the Federal Executive Council for the issuance of promissory notes for reimbursement of Taraba and Delta states for projects executed on behalf of the federal government. Also was a request for the confirmation and renewal of appointment of the Executive Director, Corporate Services, Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, Omolola Abiola Edewo.
Meanwhile, the federal government shall proceed with implementation by reimbursing the amounts approved by the Federal Executive Council. Furthermore, I wish to suggest that you review the reimbursements earlier submitted in favor of Bauchi and Kogi state governments.
The Senate had on the 20th of March 2019 adjourned plenary till the 2nd of April to allow various committees interface with the ministries, departments and agencies on budget defense. Explanations from the Vice Chairman Senate Committee on Appropriations, Sonny Oboji, indicates that the committees may require more time.
We have less than 10 committees that have submitted their reports. We actually requested that they should submit the reports by last week. But since we don't have it, we're extending it to Friday this week, latest.
We reconvene on the 9th on that, and between the 9th and the 11th, the appropriation must lay their report, and we look to passing by the 16th of April.
The adjournment was also to honor one of their colleagues in the House of Representatives, Mohammed Dantani from Kebbi State, who passed away last week. From the National Assembly, Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President of the Pan-African Parliament, Roger Nkondo Dang, has urged for closer collaboration and reconciliation among Africans for progress and development of the continent.
And this was at Tuesday's plenary at the House of Representatives during a special session to honor late Bethel Amadi, a former member of the House and one-time president of the Pan-African Parliament, which is an arm of the African Union. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali has the report.
The session witnessed the presence of other colleagues of the late lawmaker, among them 7 senators, as well as Governor Aminu Tambuwal and Governor-elect Emeka Ihedioha.
Lead Pan-African Parliament is very difficult. It's 55th country. That means 55th nationality and many political parties.
Our path, myself and Honorable Bethel, crossed on this floor.
What is uppermost is not how long you live in life, but it is how effective.
Speaker Yakubu Dogara also brought to the notice of members the death of Mohammed Dantani, member representing Yauri in Ngaski Federal Constituency in Kebbi, who died on 28 March 2019. In the meantime, plenary has been adjourned to Tuesday, 9th April 2019. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
And now to Senate. The Senate and House of Representatives Joint Committee on Poverty Alleviation has described the National Social Investment Program as an excellent and effective means of ending poverty in the country.
This was when members of the committee paid a visit to the office of the National Social Investment Program in Abuja.
And they advised states to take advantage of the availability of these programs to provide needed services for the people. State House correspondent Jide Onifadi reports.
Special Advisor to the President on Social Investment Programs, Mariam Weiss, briefed the members of the Joint Committee on Poverty Alleviation on the activities of the Office of the National Social Investment Programs, the National Social Safety Net, the Empower Program, and the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, and the National Homegrown School Feeding Program are all having great impact on the lives of the people. She says the office is working in conjunction with other stakeholders to ensure every Nigerian is touched.
A lot of the work needs to be done at state, local government, and even community level. So this is what we're trying to do with the roadmap.
This is a program that we all participate in our various states. We know how the poor people, how the masses of the country are benefiting from it and getting happy.
The office is expected to defend its 2019 budget anytime from now, and the management said having more funds to run its programs would lead to greater achievement towards the eradication of poverty in Nigeria. From the presidential villa in Abuja, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
More than 1 trillion naira has been allocated for constituency projects in the last 20 years. But these projects have become enmeshed in controversy between the non-state actors and promoters of the projects and the beneficiaries, with the allegations that many have become avenues for corruption. To put an end to that trend, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission launched a constituency project tracking group with the aim of preventing and eradicating the alleged diversion of public funds to enhance the implementation of these projects for the benefit of the citizenry. Ali Tuku reports that the ICPC is committed to working in accordance with the law to review the application of personnel and capital appropriations of ministries, departments and agencies to assist government, block leakages and sanction defaulters.
In 2017, 1,228 projects budgeted for in the budget. As of June 2018, 478 were set to be completed, 173 on unspecified locations, 200 ongoing, 13 abandoned, 364 not started at all. The level of performance and value is obviously disputable. In the case of the projects that are completed, this initiative that we're launching, we will randomly select some based on the amount appropriated to be verified. And this will be done in collaboration with the NIQS. And I want to use this opportunity to formally and personally thank the Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors.
To achieve this, the Commission seeks the cooperation of the civil society organizations and the media to track constituency projects and create awareness, as most citizens are not conversant with these projects.
You're watching the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Still to come.
Cooperate with security operatives, Mrs. Buhari tells citizens. Details of this and more after this break. Stay with us.
Advertising your goods and services on the right channel gives you an edge over your competitors. NTA News 24 has all the platforms for your target audience. The station is on DSTV channel 419, GoTV channel 46, StarTimes channel 101, and Free TV channel 703. With our digital format and wide range, we can reach your customers in next to no time. We are eager to promote your business, goods and services. So partner with us for a very rewarding business experience. For more information, please call Henry on 0803-379-0884 or visit our office at NTA Headquarters, Area 11, Garki, Abuja. NTA News 24. News and more news.
Glad to have you back. Now, Nigeria has assumed the one-month rotational chairmanship of the African Union Peace and Security Council for the month of April 2019. Nigeria's permanent representative to the AU, Ambassador Bankole Adeoye, is to take over from Kenya's Ambassador Catherine Muigui Mwangu, who chaired the PSC for the month of March. This is the third time that Nigeria will preside over the AU organ in less than 2 years. The Peace and Security Council, PSA, is the standing decision-making organ of the African Union, patterned along the United Nations Security Council to prevent, manage and resolve conflicts in the continent. Now, the wife of the President, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, has emphasized the need for Nigerians to cooperate with the law enforcement agencies in their responsibilities at safeguarding the nation's security.
Mrs. Buhari stated this during a book presentation titled Nigeria's Defense and Security, the Role of Military Families.
And State House correspondent Ali Kabir reports that the event was part of the 2019 Depoa Week in Abuja. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, was represented at the event in Gusau, Zamfara State.
The book presentation is part of a week-long activity to mark the annual event of the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, tagged Depoa 2019, with the theme Building the Nation. The program was the presentation of 219-page book consisting of 14 chapters entitled Nigeria's Defense and Security, the Role of Military Families, a consortium of the Depoa family meant to honor the current president and the wife of the Chief of Defense Staff, Omobolanle Olonishakin, for a contribution to the development of the association towards promoting a better life for military families, while acknowledging their roles as spouses of the security personnel and mothers for touching the lives of vulnerable people, particularly widows and children, as well as other less privileged within the barracks community. The wife of the president called on Depoa to incorporate more public enlightenment campaign on the importance of proper upbringing of children for a better society.
It is the responsibility
of all of us women to fast-track our activities with the constituents of our family units. As women, we remain pivots and motivators that must continue to moderate and bond of unity and affection of our various families.
Mrs. Buhari also underscores the importance of information sharing in promoting the security of the nation.
It is important for us to ensure that we all collaborate with security agencies in their responsibilities of safeguarding our nation in order to anticipate and prevent crises in our communities. As we are all aware, information is vital to peaceful coexistence. All criminals are members of our society, and they live in our midst.
Let me assure everyone here that all of the proceeds from this book presentation will go into charity, especially for widows.
Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
And still talking security, the Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Dole has significantly degraded an Islamic State of West Africa province ISWAP terrorist hideout and neutralized some of its leaders and fighters at Magari on the fringes of Lake Chad in the northern part of Borno State. A statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Nigerian Air Force, Air Commodore Ibikunle Daramola, says this was accomplished in an air interdiction mission conducted on the 1st of April 2019, following credible intelligence reports indicating that some senior ISWAP leaders arrived at the settlement on Friday, 30th March 2019, along with some of their fighters. Intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance missions conducted over the weekend confirmed increased level of human activities in the settlement, with a prominent ISWAP flag observed near two compounds in the settlement, indicating the presence of high-level leaders of the sect. Accordingly, two Nigerian Air Force Alpha Jets aircraft supported by an ISR platform were dispatched to attack the identified compounds within the settlement. The bombs from the two Alpha Jets recorded direct hits on the target compounds, resulting in the destruction of several structures. Several of the terrorists were also neutralized in the process. The NAF, operating in concert with surface forces, says it will sustain its operations against the terrorists in the north and east. Now, for some time now, reports of threats to lives and property in Zamfara and environs have persistently occupied headlines in major media across the country.
To address this lingering security challenge, the Nigerian Army has commenced a joint military exercise codenamed Harbin Kunama. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports.
Zamfara State in northwest Nigeria is the 7th largest in terms of land size. The vast area with a dominance surrounding agrarian communities have been trending not for their known potentials in grains and onion fields, but for destruction to lives and property by criminal elements. Bandits, kidnappers and cattle rustlers have altered peace and development in the zone by killing and displacing thousands of people. Exercise Harbin Kunama 3, a joint security operation, is aimed at addressing these multidimensional security threats that has dislocated socioeconomic activities in parts of Katsina, Sokoto, and Zamfara states.
The exercise is designed to decisively eliminate all forms of banditry activities with a view to ensuring lasting peace in the affected areas.
In the heat of banditry in Zamfara in 2016, President Muhammadu Buhari personally inaugurated Exercise Harbin Kunama 1 to flush out bandits.
We thank God and we appreciate the timely response of President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, and the Nigerian Army.
What is the difference between Exercise Harbin Kunama and Exercise Sharandaji?
If, by analogy, we've been operating on the 50-60% ab initio, with the coming of Harbin Kunama 3, With all the resources, both men and material, all put together, we shall be operating at 110%.
With Zamfara state bordering the Niger Republic, the area is also prone to movement of small and light weapons and other trans-border crime. From Gusau, the Zamfara state capital, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The police team suspected to have been involved in the shooting of Kolade Johnson is now in the custody of the Lagos State Police Command. A statement by the Commissioner of Police, Lagos Command, Zubair Mwazu, indicates that a team of officers from the Rapid Response Squad and Metro Patrol were promptly drafted to the scene when the command received a distress call that some aggrieved youths were protesting the shooting of Kolade Johnson by a team of policemen from anti-cultism units. It said eyewitnesses have assisted in the arrest of suspects who fled the scene immediately after the incident and are currently in police custody undergoing interrogation. The police commissioner said the suspects will be subjected to internal disciplinary procedures and may be prosecuted in conventional court if implicated.